When I ask myself who I am, the first thing I think is street performer. Even though I've done and continue to do all kinds of other things with my life, being a street performer is my identity. The funny thing is, when a stranger asks me who I am or what I do, I say I'm an entertainer or a circus performer or a comedian, something that they can fit inside a little box in their brain. I don't say I'm a street performer. Why? Because most people don't understand what that means. Most of the time, you'll get a follow-up question like, yeah, but what do you do for a living? Street performing has always been seen as something that isn't legitimate. It's a path to something else, or maybe the result of some kind of failure at something else. In a lot of places, street performers are lumped into the same category as bums or panhandlers, looked down on, and for no good reason. We do what we do out of love, we build enormous careers, we travel all over the world, and we get paid colossal amounts of money. But still, we're the orphans of society, cast aside and dismissed as non-functioning members of the human race, failures. If only they knew. Street performers are constantly having to fight for their right to perform. We get kicked out, we get banned, we get arrested just for using our God-given talents to earn a living. What other type of artist has to deal with that? Does that happen to musicians? Does that happen to painters or sculptors? Does that happen to dancers or actors? No. We're seen as a nuisance that needs to be dealt with or managed in some way. Luckily, we have each other. We're a worldwide family of traveling gypsies, a tribe. And in my case, I'm lucky to have had a supportive family who maybe thought that it was a teenage hobby, but soon realized that I was serious and didn't question my path. Don't get me wrong, some countries do embrace street performers though, just not the one I grew up in or the one I live in. Here's an example. If you took the best street performer in the world and the worst stand-up comedian in the world, put them side by side, which of them would people say had the better job? The comedian. Why? Because stand-up comedy is a respected profession, and street performing is seen as something that you do if you can't do anything else. So what if we could elevate our art form? Change that ingrained judgment that people have when you say, I'm a street performer. Imagine if when they heard those words, they instantly thought of an amazing street show that they saw recently and got excited. Just like they do when they recall a great stand-up comedy special that they saw recently. What if councils and cities all over the world only saw good street performers and stopped constantly trying to squash us out of existence? How do you make this happen? There's a famous quote, "A rising tide lifts all boats." In relation, it means when everyone does better shows, the whole industry does better. If every street performer that people saw did a great show and had a positive impact on them, over time, the public perception would change. If every street performer could be a great street performer, perhaps we'd finally be looked at fondly by society, respected. Part of the reason that I created Ultimate Street Performer was to try and do exactly this, to give performers a way to skip the years of delivering crappy shows. Over the last few years, I've found great satisfaction in being able to watch a show, know exactly what's wrong with it, and fix it, and then being able to see the results almost instantly in the very next show. Most street performers struggle in one way or another, and they don't know why their show works or doesn't work on any given day. I do. I see people making silly mistakes all the time, and to me they just stick out like a turd in a punch bowl. I don't want to see street performers making those mistakes anymore. I want the whole industry to grow into a better version of itself after COVID. After this pandemic's over, there'll be the performers who didn't do anything with the free time that's been given to them. Didn't write, didn't create, didn't grow. And there'll be others who used the time to make changes, who chose to better themselves and become ready for the next chapter. These are the performers who are going to thrive in the post-pandemic outdoor performance boom. So, which will you be? This is the time to grow. And luckily, now you have the tools. I'm proud to announce that Ultimate Street Performer launches today, November 16th. It teaches you everything in order to create, promote, and perform a world-class street show. It's over 10 hours of video, 75 plus tutorials. And you also get a show video review and coaching calls with me. I am still shooting tutorials, but there are more than 65 videos already uploaded for you to sink your teeth into, and the rest will be finished over the next couple of weeks. You can watch at your own pace, and it's unlimited access, so there's no expiry on the course. You can take as much time as you need. If you want a free lesson, go to ultimatestreetperformer.com and check out my free training video, 12 Steps to a High-Income Street Performance. And if you like it, you can enroll in the course right from my website. This is a pre-launch, which means I'm just releasing it here first at a discount for 7 days only. And then I'm going to release it to the general public at full price after that. There's only one upfront cost. And if you use the code FATCROWDS at checkout, you'll get a pre-launch discount of $300. But this code is only valid for 7 days, so if you want to jump right in for a cheaper price, now's the time to do it. So, one final question for you. Do you want to be better? When I first started, I wanted to be better. I was inspired by the trailblazers, the top street performers in the world, the ones who left everyone in the dust. I wanted to be better than them. I wanted to be the one out front making the dust. It took a few years, but I did it. But now, I want the next wave of performers to leave people like me in the dust, to be the best street performing generation yet, and to elevate our worldwide family into a respected position and usher in a new age of the street performer.